Hello and welcome to this new tutorial. In this tutorial, we shall talk about the concept of access to resources in international relations. Well, access to resources in international relations is a critical determinant of power, development and stability. States, international organizations and non-state actors strive to secure and utilize various resources for survival, economic growth and strategic advantage. These resources encompasses both tangible and intangible assets, influencing global interaction and power dynamics. Well, when we talk about the concept of access to the resources in international relations, we need to understand that resources are very critical in international relations, because if you have the resources, then it will determine your power status. It will lead to a development and also it will lead to have a stability in your country, and therefore all over the world, states, international organizations and even non-state actors are working hard or striving hard to secure and utilize various resources which they have for their own survival, for their own economic growth and strategic advantage. So therefore, what kind of these resources are? These resources are basically in the form of tangible and intangible assets. Now, tangible basically refers to something that is very physical, concrete and can be touched or measured, whereas intangible assets refers to something that cannot be touched, physically measured or perceived in a concrete way. But yes, both these resources are very important in order to influence your global interactions and the power dynamics, and therefore the resources are very important for nation states, international organizations and even non-state actors. Well, tangible resources includes vital commodities such as oil, gas, water and arable land. For instance, the Middle East, rich in oil reserves, has long been a focal point of geopolitical competition. Therefore, countries like United States and China have developed their strategic partnership in the region to secure their energy supplies. Similarly, water resources such as the Nile River have been at the center of disputes among Egypt, Sudan and Ethiopia, where the construction of Ethiopian Grand Renaissance Dam has raised tension over water allocation. So when we talk about tangible resources are basically commodities such as oil, gas, water, or you have a fertile land or arable land which is very important as a part of your resource, part of your assets. And therefore we have an example of a Middle East. Now Middle East is very rich in terms of oil reserves, what they have, oil and gas reserves, what they have, and therefore it has been a focal point of geopolitical competition in Middle East. So big powers like United States and China, they have their strategic partnership among those oil-rich countries in Middle East. And why are they having a strategic partnership with them? Obviously because they want to secure their energy supply coming from the Middle East. Similarly, there we have water resources of Nile River. Now Nile River is a very important river for Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, and recently we have seen that since Ethiopian government came up with a big dam, that is Grand Renaissance Dam, what they constructed, that has led to a tension because of water allocation. So water, oil, gas and land are tangible resources because they are there very much. You can feel them, you can touch them, and they are your assets. And therefore every country will try their best to have a free access to those resources in order to protect their interest. Whereas intangible resources are like technological expertise and intellectual property, which are also equally significant, because the global competition for technological dominance, particularly in sectors like artificial intelligence and semiconductor manufacturing, have exemplified the significant importance of these intangible resources. Therefore, countries like the US, China have the rivalry in advanced technologies, which obviously highlights the strategic importance of controlling the intellectual property and innovation. Furthermore, skilled labor is another crucial resource. Countries with a strong education system like Germany and South Korea attract multinational corporations seeking expertise in engineering and technology. So therefore, intangible resources are your technological expertise, what you have, your intellectual property rights, what you have. And today in 21st century, the competition for a technological dominance is at the high pace, and that is probably between the US and China and some more other countries as well, but primarily it is between US and China. So we have this rivalry shaping up between US and China over the advancement of technology, particularly in the area of artificial intelligence and semiconductor manufacturing, because future is all about artificial intelligence. Future is all about who will control the production line and distribution line of semiconductor, because without semiconductor, no electronic stuff, no electronic gadgets will function. Similarly, countries like Germany and South Korea, they are now looking at for a skilled labor, because skilled labor is also another crucial resources, because without this skilled labor, you will not be able to bring in the innovation, you will be not in the position to bring in the production line. So therefore, countries like Germany and South Korea, they are now attracting multinational companies, multinational corporations who are seeking to build their expertise in engineering and technology. So you have countries in the race in the segment of intangible resources, where they want to dominate these sectors, because these sectors eventually will help them to place their national interest in the international relation domain. Beside these two examples, we have the Arctic Circle. The Arctic provides an example where both tangible and intangible resources actually intersect. The melting ice cap have now opened access to untapped oil and gas reserve, prompting competition among the nations like Russia, the US, and Canada. Simultaneously, technological innovation in ice-breaking ship and drillings have also become essential to exploiting these resources. So now we have a third scenario where we have an Arctic Circle, and in the Arctic Circle you have both tangible and intangible resources meeting up. There is an intersection between the tangible and intangible resources. That's because slowly now the ice caps are melting, and as a result the untapped oil gas reserves has been identified, and you have a new geopolitical competition shaping up among the Russians, Canadians, and United States of America. And at the same time, the technological innovation which is now being bought in Arctic Circle, particularly with their ice-breaking ships and the drilling machines, which are very important because these will help the countries to exploit these resources further. So this is a classic example where resources and technology, tangible and intangible resources, are interacting or intersecting and plays a very important role in the international relation with regard to the access of resources. Thus, access to resources drives international collaboration and competition, shaping alliances, conflict, and global governance framework. As demand for these resources grows, managing equitable access and sustainability remains a central challenge in international relations. So therefore, what we need to understand here, that today the access to resources are actually driving the international collaboration as well as competition, and therefore you see A lot of alliances are getting shaped, there are conflict is being getting ready or getting built up. You have a global governance framework coming in, and all this is shaping up only because there's a huge demand for resources, and these demands are growing as we are talking about, and therefore you need a mechanism to manage equal access to these resources. You need to make sure that sustainability is very important in order to avoid getting into a conflict, and thus sustainability remains a central challenge in international relation. So to conclude, the interplay between the competition and cooperation over the resources highlights the complexity of managing interdependence in an increasingly interconnected world. As challenges like climate change and technological transformation evolve, the need for innovation, sustainable and equitable approach to resource governance becomes ever more pressing. So therefore, in the era of the competition and cooperation over the resources are highlighting the real complexity of the interdependence among the nation and the interconnectedness of the world. And therefore we have various other challenges like climate change and technological transformation, because these all are still evolving, and therefore we need more innovation with the technological understanding. We need more sustainability and obviously equitable approaches to resources so that we govern them effectively, because that is the need of the hour in order to avoid any sort of a clashes because of resources. So this is all about the concept of access to the resources in international relations. I hope you have understood this concept, and I will see you soon in the next tutorial. Till then, take care.